Hello, my name is Jerry Cherry, and my mission on this channel is to help guitarists improve their playing and take the necessary steps to becoming successful. So if you're ready to improve your bending, please tap on the like button and hammer on the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. You know, bends equally to vibrato really determine how professional or seasoned a guitar player sounds. You know, growing up listening to rock guitar masters like Eddie Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, and Randy Rhodes, I often overlooked their great vibrato because I was more focused on their blazing speed and amazing chops. It wasn't until years later where I was watching some TV concert that featured some legendary classic rock guitarists. I don't remember all of them, but I remember one was Robbie Krieger from The Doors, and the other was Neil Young. The thing about that concert for me is that every guitarist that took a solo had amazing bends. You know, they didn't play fast like my guys, but their great bends really highlighted how important great bending is. I was really impressed. At first, I couldn't quite point out why they sounded so good. I realized that they were demonstrating the same thing as my favorite guitarist. They had terrific bends. My bends at the time were not so good. That concert made me realize that I was leaving out one very important factor. Even after saying all of this, bending notes is something you constantly have to focus on and never take for granted. It's like a singer always being aware of singing in tune. If you would like to learn more about vibrato and tuning the guitar, I put a link in my description. Okay, so let's get to the bending. Tip number 1, use your wrist. You really don't want to use your fingers on this because your fingers are not as strong as your wrist. You want to grab the string and bend your wrist up to the pitch, because there's definitely more strength in your wrist than in your fingers. So if you use your fingers, it would be more like, and you don't have as much strength there. But your wrist, you want to place your fulcrum around the neck, grab the string, and just kind of pivot your wrist. You're bending essentially with your wrist, like keeping your fingers locked in place, as opposed to your fingers going. So you always want to get under the note, so you can dig up under the note. If you don't get under it and you get kind of on top, you might lose your grip of the string. You know, that's not good. You want to get under it, so you're closing the gap on the string slipping underneath you. Tip number 2, use all your fingers. It's good to kind of strengthen all 4 fingers when bending. Use your pointer, use your second finger, use your third finger, use your fourth finger, because you never know where you're going to land. So you have to use that finger, or it's very important, really the most important thing, if I didn't say this already, is to bend up to the pitch. So, say here's your E note. You can take the D and bend right up to it. Good practice is to hit the note, so it's in your head. The pitch is in your head. Then you go. You try to match it. I mean, that's really like I said at the beginning of the video, that and vibrato are really the 2 most important things in playing that make you sound great. So if you were sharp, it would sound like, that's no good. Or if you're flat, that doesn't sound good either. So you want to be right up to the note. Tip number 3, use different speeds of vibrato after your bends. Like, after I'm bending this, I'll use a slow vibrato. Here's more of a faster vibrato. Or a wider vibrato. Or a more narrow vibrato. If you want to learn more about vibrato, there's a link in my description. Tip number 4, microtonal bending. That's when you take, like in your pentatonic scale, I just did it. I took the minor third and I bent it up, almost up to the major third. Blues guys use this all the time. You can take the 7th and bend it up slightly too. You're not bending it all the way up to the 3rd, which would be. But it's just kind of a microtonal. Or all the way up. Like the Mixolydian scale would be all the way up to the. Tip number 5, bending notes up and down the scale. It's great practice. Say you have the E major scale. Bend up to the notes instead of hitting the notes. Go. Great practice for ear training. So you hit the note first. The note. You could do it anywhere on the neck. You can do minor scales too. Over here. Because all the strength is in your wrist, and then it becomes so easy to. Whereas if you just use your fingers, you wouldn't have that kind of control. Especially when you're running up and down the stage and you're trying to bend notes at the same time. Who are some of your favorite guitarists that have amazing vibrato? Let me know in the comments section. I'd really love to know. I'll be posting a new guitar tips video every Wednesday, so please tune in. I have some really cool videos that will definitely take your playing to the next level. So if you like this video, please tap the like button and hammer on the subscribe. And remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry.